We want. Hello.
Hey everybody, how are you doing?
Good.
It's Tuesday. I have lost my screen. So, Miss Kayla, would you like to introduce us? Because I have to navigate. Something happened. You all disappeared on me. I don't know what happened. I can't even see anybody.
Well, I can see you, but
Oh, I'm here, but I can't see anybody. My whole screen disappeared.
Great. Well, Kayla, Lindsay, the Key Team Show. We are back after our break last week, and we have Drake who is a landscape king, is what his banner says. With Southern Landscape Solutions. So thank you for being on with us today, Drake. And I'm going to give the floor over to you so you can introduce yourself, what you do, your business.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Again, it's an honor. Y'all are major players in the community. So to even be sitting in here, I knew about y'all. I heard about y'all a little bit when y'all were hosting Jeep. I think y'all did like a Jeep event and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, I'd really like to meet those people one day. And number two, I think Jesse did the intro video here. I need one of those, Jesse. So I will be contacting you, buddy. I want an intro video to start up my videos online. So that was super cool to see that. But yeah, I'm Drake. I'm Drake first. I try to talk about my family before I just jump into business, because I talk so much business. But yeah, I'm Drake. I like to, remain young, be that young guy, and I like to make everything exciting. I like to give it 110% on everything I do. So second, I'm a landscaper, and I just really want to make it fun. I want to make it, I don't want to do the Home Depot special where I buy, forgive me if you have this in your yard, but I don't want to buy the same old plants and make you look like the neighbor because they're hardy plants. And, I just want to make people stand out. We're creating outdoor spaces we're turning beautiful places into outdoor spaces, and your personality represents your landscaping. So am I a little behind too?
Yes, I can. Your mouth is not on.
I look like a Netflix show. Great. The new Netflix show. As soon as their mouths don't line up with the show, I turn it off. But yeah, I create outdoor spaces. We do a ton of drainage, basically trying to protect your home and make it really stand out. I want to be the Ferrari or Michelangelo of landscaping, and I like to put really high-end products that maybe the average homeowner's never seen before. We're not the cheapest. I pride myself on that, because I want to create value with our company and our designs. And we charge for our designs because we've put a lot of effort, a lot of teamwork goes into creating these designs. Sometimes we have 3 or 4 people working on one person's home. So yeah, that's basically me.
The landscape king.
Well, I've seen some of the stuff you post and like whole virtual free thing where see what you're actually putting on property. So for me, I feel like that's important because most people, and I have a hard time visualizing exactly how it's going to all look when it comes together sometimes, especially because I'm not I'm not great at visualizing landscape at all. I can tell you, plants. I have a banana tree that's dying, and I'm just trying to bring it alive. So I okay, what after palm tree here, we're okay.
You cut out a little bit, but I got exactly what you were saying. First of all, if you're killing banana trees, I don't know what kind of
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you shouldn't kill banana trees. They're indestructible.
They're the most pain in the butt plant there ever is. All they do is they take over everything. How are you killing them? Let me in on the secret.
Well, I on purpose planted it, and then it got really cold, and then now it got flood water on it. So I've been really trying to like trim it, and I really want it to survive. Like I love my banana tree.
They should bounce right back. They always bounce right back. They'll die off in the wintertime and they'll come right back. And most bulb plants will always die off, but I'm not going to plant nerd out on you. But yeah, back to the renderings. Yeah, so I always seen that the pool company sold these cool renderings, and every pool company does it. They actually give this service away for free because everybody's doing it. So we charge for it. We charge for those renderings because I have to put I cannot give something out that does not have every detail of the home, from the vents on the side of the home to the roof being the same color and same style of roof. Like, I didn't know anything about roofs, but there's jerkin roofs. There's different types of roof styles that I like to make sure it mimics it to 100%. Then I had to go get a $3,500 computer. Well, I don't think I could have got a little smaller, but the computer alone has to run the graphics for this. And then it took me, so I'm a shoot from the hip kind of guy. I sold a design to a customer, and I didn't even have the computer or the program yet. So then I had to buy the computer and the program. It took me 60 hours to do that first design. My brain was ready to catch on fire. I'm not a tech savvy guy, but that speaks a lot of like who I am. I maybe not the creative. I'm maybe not the smartest. I'm maybe not the funniest or the best landscaper. But when I do something, I put everything into it. I'm not afraid to put myself out there. It is scary too, and being vulnerable as an artist, because I feel like landscaping is art. And creating marketing. I'm in charge of marketing and sales. I feel like putting myself out there is a work of art, and it's very it's a scary thing. Like putting these goofy videos, I do want to be taken serious, but I also want to execute marketing to the fullest, and I want to get exposure. So I like to make it a little fun, and funny, but it's a scary thing, putting those things out there. Because I feel like everybody in business and it's a tight-knit community. We all want to be ourselves, and sometimes that's scary to be ourselves. Sometimes we want to be so serious, and just I should have wore a bow tie, but sometimes you just want to be so serious, but I still want to remain a kid at heart, and I want to put my family first. And so just everything playing in, it's a little scary. I'm just out here figuring it out, just like most of the rest of us, and I think that's what's gotten us so far to be, a multi-million-dollar company, which some people don't know that, just because I don't ever want to lose myself in the sauce, get lost in the sauce or ego and stuff. I feel really blessed to be here. I got a great team behind me, and just those renderings and stuff that allows me, my teammates allow me to take on different projects like that and really put ourselves out there and try to be innovative. We've come a long way, and thank you so much for, those renderings. Sometimes I ask customers, do you know what the 3D renderings look like? They have no idea. We can put their dog out there. We can put them swimming in the pool. We can put them drinking. I think they got one guy that drinks a beer at the grill and stuff like that. So we want people to be able to envision. Biggest thing for me is upfront expectation for landscaping. So that's something we've really been battling over the past couple of years.
Yeah, and I think that you pretty much nailed it with everything that you just said. One, about putting yourself out there, art, because it 100% is. It's just like anything that you have to design and create. It is art. There's a lot that goes into it, and whatever the client is expecting, what type of environment are they wanting? Are they wanting a tropical, or are they wanting a Mediterranean, or what's their main goal? Do they want privacy, or whatever?
Yep.
So everything you just said, I totally 100% agree with. You do I feel like a lot of people look for not just the business aspect of things. They do want to see somebody that is an actual real person too, and I think that's what makes you more relatable, and what makes people want to choose you as a business to work on their home, and create that. Because I can tell you that if I'm working with somebody on my home project or anything, if we're not on the same page, or if I can't talk to you, this is a relationship, and And I take that seriously. You know, like I want to be able to joke around with you and talk to you and just tell you what I'm thinking and everything. And so I think that's super important. I think that you're doing a great job with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. And, even to tie it into real estate and sales. Yeah. Sales, I study sales. I'm not a good, okay. So like I'm good at recruiting people to see my vision to come join Southern Landscape Solutions. I have a hard time hard closing people because I'm not pushy. I don't push. I get super excited when I'm out on projects. I start plant nerding out and I have to tell them, and you know what? Like I do have a picture, it's somewhere over there, of me when I was in the second grade. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I feel like because I was cutting grass earlier in my career, I feel like I've just now fell in love with actual like the plants and stuff. But no matter what I'm going to do, like I could be selling tires and I'm just going to fall in love with it because I like people and I get excited about their end goals and what they see. And when they're talking, I can see their vision. It's really just understanding, their budget and, people buy from Drake first. Like you said, it's a relationship. People are buying from me first. And I just get super excited about the landscape design and stuff. And like going back to I feel like putting video out there is the way to get relatable up front. I feel like with the videos we put out, I'm constantly trying to put out content, whether it's, I feel like it's the best content or not. I just want to be consistent with content because I want people to know who we are, what we're doing, and how we do it. And so that's a big difference, And also when you just start, this is all I do. I don't cut grass. I just do landscape design and drainage. When you start saying privacy, I automatically tell you Areca palm is the best bang for your buck. Lowest maintenance is a self-shedding palm. That's going to get you blockage and cover and privacy in your pool. So like, I just know these, like I have like standard blueprints that I can see what maybe the homeowner can't. So that's kind of what I try to do in my designs and style. And I get excited. People want to buy from people that are excited. Like you said, I'm there. I'm happy to be there. I'm trying to make the best of it. And to tie that in real estate, sometimes, I'm not saying all real estate agents, sometimes real estate agents might try to discount the landscaping to speed the sale process up. And so sometimes that's hard to do. And I love Grant Cardone. If anybody follows Grant Cardone, I listen to Sell or Be Sold. He starts walking through his landscaping on one video and just starts naming all the plants out and how much the value can increase. I think they said you're supposed to invest like 20% of your home price in landscaping, maybe 30%, but that should be invested in your landscaping because it's the first thing people see. And those landscape photographers do a great job at blocking out everything you don't want to see sometimes. Not saying that all of them do, but sometimes they block out everything and Photoshop and make it look really good. And you show up and you're like, well, this landscaping didn't look like what was on the video. I mean, what was on the pictures and stuff. So and people are buying out of state. So that's a big deal to us,
Mm-hmm. Do you find it harder with like HOAs? And they have lots of restrictions and stuff when you come in and you have like a vision of what you think, and then you go to the list and you're like, I can't do any of the things that I wanted to do. What do you do? How do you overcome that?
It depends. It depends on the HOA. Let's be, did they want to manage a project? Did they want? My goal when I show up to any client, whether they're a real estate, HOA, a homeowner, a commercial account, my job is, because I love to talk, is to listen. And then I'm going to listen. And then when Drake thinks he should talk, I should probably listen some more. So then I listen to them. And then I kind of like, I hear their vision. And then I start guiding a little bit, like steering them in that end goal direction. And so a little bit of my ideas, majority of their end vision kind of come together. And that's really how I feel like you get an executed plan. I've gotten really good at seeing if I can spend all the time I want with a high-end client. I think it's like guiding an old lady across the road, or old man. I'm not discriminating against lady, but like, I think it's like guiding them across the road. You help them all the way across and you can really like close the deal because they got everything they want. I try to get their budget. I can do $100 in landscaping. I can do $1 million in landscaping. but just guiding them into that end. And it's just a hand holding process to get the end goal. Now, some HOAs, I think we all know those HOAs. I don't even need to say it, that are tough, and that are hard. And maybe this side doesn't like that side. And this landscaper is brought in by this person. Well, the HOA is divided, let's be real. It happens. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's hard to help those, but if everybody's on the same team with a common goal, it's easy to guide across the finish line.
Well, I know that you speak a lot of drainage, and I think that that's like your specialty. Not only your designs are beautiful, your 3D renderings are amazing, but like you have this way of knowing and installing the proper drainage for your home. How did you learn that? Just from experience, or is that something that you specifically wanted to learn?
So I started landscaping at 11 years old. My dad put me on the crew. I could not drop the gate because I wasn't strong enough. So my guys would have to drop the gate. I started cutting grass at an early age, and I lived on a farm. So agricultural is in my blood. I had the FFA corduroy jacket, for, we were doing FFA stuff, whatever, nerdy or not, but I loved it. And I stumbled into drainage 10 years ago. I did my first drainage job in Sarasota, and I jacked it up. I messed up so bad. I put attachments in backwards. Hey, Missy Hoskins. But I put attachments in backwards, which would send the water towards the apartment complex instead of away. And the maintenance guy went out there and called my dad, and he's like, this is all wrong. So I went back out there and I made it right. So through failure over the 10, 11 years, I got good at drainage. And we still make mistakes. Sometimes we get it wrong. Like that happens, but we will make it right. And I would like to say one quick thing too. I have a job right now going on that we're kind of stumbling our way through a little bit. Like things got outrageous. We're battling a hurricane. We're battling rain. We're doing concrete. But the final product will be amazing. I will ensure it'll be amazing. If we have to lose money, then that, but we have a warranty on our contracts. I've seen drainage customers charge twice, it wasn't done right the first time, the person don't answer the call. So I just want to make sure, because I am the marketer, I am the face of Southern Landscape Solutions, we do quality work. And that's something I don't play about. Like, we might make mistakes. We might get it wrong 2 or 3 times, sometime maybe 4. But that quality is going to be done because I got to face these people online every day. And that is the scariest thing to me. I'm sure y'all have all dealt with it, but that is a big fear to me. I see people called out all the time, but I'm confident in can rebuttal and say, hey, well, we're working on making it right. We will have a great product at the end. But drainage has gotten really easy, I feel like, over the years too. Like we have 1 or 2 jobs we have to revisit to change stuff up. It's just easy to see. Most people don't think, let's look over at where the downspouts are pointed at the neighbor's house, and let's look at where their deck drains are. Let's look at how this water's feeding in. Mostly you can see a water highway, or you'll see mold, or you'll see stucco missing. It's getting really easy to see these things, and 11 years to be in drainage is a long time, but I'm constantly learning, and I'm always looking for new innovative ways. We actually just had it where, let me grab this. We've got these good Lord. Okay, time out, y'all. Those rubber mat things that sit down? I'm stuck on it currently.
You're doing really good.
This thing's whooping my tail. Anyways, so we have it where you don't have to have those ugly plastic deck drains on your patios. You can do metal, and they have these cool, you can do different types, different colors. They have different designs in them and stuff. And that's for the high-end homes. Also, your skimmer cover cap. We have metal caps that can go on there. We also install those deck drains in. Most people don't know we do pavers, artificial turf, decking, concrete, landscaping. So we can really dress it up for that.
I didn't know any of that, Drake. Not one bit of any of that. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm looking at, honestly, later on down the road, I might take this landscaping out and make it Southern Design Solutions, just so it's a little bit more branding accurate. But we've done and planted this so much, and over the past, I think we've been in business 12 years here. It's going to be hard to make a little change, but
it's kind of landscaping as well. Most people spend a lot of time out, outside.
What if
pool and stuff.
Sorry, Lindsay,
That's okay.
I just cut you off. I do that all the time. I'm the worst. I need to take a tip from you, Drake, because, I like to talk too much and sometimes I just start going and even, I got to listen more. So I apologize, Lindsay.
You're fine.
My mom said the other day, did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours? I said, dang, okay, I'm shutting up now, So that's a good way to put it.
All right.
What's your reception, Drake? Like, even with things like that, like you're very humble and, just even though somebody is like kind of criticizing you, your reception of it is, I don't know, just unique. So,
yeah, well, I mean, we're business owners. We live in the wild, wild west. I just think there's no one way to look at things. Like, you can look from other ends and stuff like that. And I did let me not be confused. When I started making real money when I was like 24, 25, I kind of got lost in my ego and stuff. And like the kids and the family and Monica, they kind of brought me back to the ground. They grounded me, I guess. And so I don't ever want to be that person. I see a lot of successful people get lost in themselves and what the goal is. But listen, I don't know if this can be mentioned, but I'm a man of God and I don't live perfectly. I don't live perfect and I make mistakes. But this is God's ship. Like, I'm just steering this thing. And it's like us walking around being alive with everything that could go wrong in our body. It's a miracle. It's the same with business. It's a miracle. Southern Landscape Solutions has been in years for 12 years. And like, we've made so many mistakes. I've failed. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if we're going to be in business, we're going to be in business. And we're blessed to be here. So thank you so much for that compliment.
Yep.
Well, what I was going to say when I so rudely interrupted middle of her sentence was I was going to say, maybe you can, obviously it's your business, but you can do Southern Landscape Solutions and Design or something like that. Didn't want to take it and switch it up completely. But yeah, I feel like we always learn best from our mistakes and our failures. And like you said, we're just on God's ship and he figures out whichever way we got to go. And
the path is already there. It's just our
Yeah.
job to keep on going. When one door closes, go for the next one.
you just have to go forward and be like, all right, this is it. I know it's going to be okay.
God bless me being hard-headed. So yeah, I don't know. I've quit Southern Landscape Solutions at least 8 times. I'm done with this crap. But I'll come back the next day. Yeah, I come back the next day.
Still showed up.
Is it not goofy of us to not remember the formula of like throwing our hands up, like, let's just give it to God? Like, why do we have to lose ourselves? Well, we just try to take on all this stress. And then finally we burn out. And then we like, remember, oh, let me just like give it to him, Like, I just wish I remembered that formula a little bit more often. I just wish like life would be so much
rather than at the bottom when you're like down and out. I agree.
Amen. Yeah.
Well,
We were just talking about that the other day, Kayla, that God has a plan and we don't know what that plan is. And you just kind of you're along for the ride.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep. Go ahead, Kayla.
We're doing the same thing. And I feel like sometimes when you get either like halfway through whatever storm you're going through at the time, because there's always a storm, no matter how big or small. Like for me, sometimes when I'm, halfway through it or getting towards the end, I'll look back and I'll be like, it's interesting how all that played out. And you see because the picture is almost painted and you start to see it coming together, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They say like our breakdowns are our breakthroughs. Mm-hmm. And over the years, I've just taken, again, I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I get to pave the way. I'm a trailblazer. I get to do whatever I want out here. I can just pave the way through business. But I've taken all these wonderful people I've met in business over the years. Well, I stumbled my way into BNI. I didn't know what networking was. I thought networking was, I knew the smart kids in school, and I was a baseball player, football player, and the guys could make fake IDs over here, and then I thought that was networking. I had no idea what networking was, like introducing these people. But I stumbled my way into BNI, and I met this guy named Spencer Reynolds, BNI Tampa, he's the owner. And then I just met all these wonderful mentors. And then I realized there's more networking out there, and there's more people out there. And I've taken all the stuff. So like there's knowledge versus wisdom. I've taken all the stuff that these individuals I saw were doing right, and I put this puzzle together from all my mentors. I've taken pieces, I put them together, and like that's the I just watch people try to recreate it, put my own spin on it. Like, again, I didn't know what I was doing. I've stumbled my way through here, and it is just crazy how this company has just come about. It was a stupid idea one day, and now it's just turned into this. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the team I have, the teammates are so, I can see this little culture developing, a great culture. And everybody in operations, like I would like to take my guys and put them up a bit against the best landscapers, and not in landscaping, but their attitudes. And that has been the most powerful thing, like to see their attitudes, great attitudes. You can have the best landscapers in the world, but if their attitudes aren't right, you're not making money. You're not being productive. You're not happy to be at work. And that's a big thing, culture, so just watching individuals and implementing. Wisdom versus knowledge. You can know everything in the world, but if you don't implement, it don't mean nothing.
And I think that sells jobs too, is when you see the team or the employees, the culture that you have, and you can see that people are happy to be there, and they're like, we have a good leader, we just have a good company. I think that speaks volumes also, because then, like, for me, from my perception, that to me looks like, okay, this is a great company to work for. They treat their employees right. So that's going to trickle down to me as a customer.
We got 3 compliments the other day from 3 different projects we were on, and like stuff like that almost makes me cry. Like, I cry a lot when I public speak, but like that's because I put a lot into it. I put my heart and soul into this, and like it's just, I don't know. I just love where we're at, and it's a miracle we're here. It ain't because of me again. Well, it's a little bit of me and like being stubborn and hard-headed, but a lot of it's the team, God, and everything kind of coming together. And also like Monica holds us together, and she's just kind of like my anchor. I'm in and out, I'm out and about. I'm like a whirlwind when I come through sometimes. So she really keeps me like grounded. And
we're going to have her come on next week and see what she's got to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's watching this. I think she is, but
she'll watch.
God bless her soul. Forget everything else. God bless her. She goes through it with like keeping me grounded. So
it's always nice to have a good, support system, and, because like you said, you have your good days and your bad days, and, rough weeks or months or whatever it is, or you have a difficult client, that you're like, gosh, I don't know how we're going to get through this. And, it just takes lots of grounding and, somebody to just bring you back down.
Yes.
Seasons in life. Hello, Mr. Weber behind us.
Hello, Mr. Weber.
Tell Mr. Weber I'm shooting in the 80s. So
he's in the 80s. It's Drake.
Some days. But and then like let's tie in, if we want to tie in drainage with like real estate. So big thing I see with the real estate and drainage is like, okay, forgive me when I talk about realtors. I love y'all to death. I love referrals from realtors. I do hate, my client's got a closing, when they're the buyer. I don't know what's worse, or how to put the vocabulary of the buyer versus the seller. The buyer. I hate giving an estimate to the buyer because they're not translating over to the seller. It'd be like me trying to translate, mortgages and real estate. I can't do that. I can't be y'all. I can't sell like y'all can.
We can't be you either. So.
Yeah, and these. Oh my gosh,
Kayla can't even keep a banana tree alive. Come on.
God bless her soul. That poor banana tree. Anyways,
I'm gonna have to send you a picture of my banana tree, and you'll be really sad.
Put a filter on it. Everybody does it nowadays. No, it's tough because these customers will buy these homes and they'll say, oh, the drainage is good, but what rain is that based on? Because it could be a light drizzle that the inspector went out there and set, and then a rainstorm recreates this thousands and thousands of gallons of water. Sometimes that's hard to navigate through. I'd like to talk to like both parties if that's all possible, to just explain up front, because I saw a lady buy a home and it literally was in a bowl and the job was $10,000 to fix it. Well, she starts crying because she just bought a home, like what's her finances looking like? So it's just tough. It's a tough thing. And we all know those real estate agents that are not out to help the customer. There's good landscapers, there's bad landscapers, but there's real estate agents that just want to make the sale. So they'll give as least amount of information as possible to make that sale. And then all of a sudden you find out your home is drowning. And that's tough. That's tough to see and tough to bid on.
Yeah. And from my experience, I feel like majority of homes that we look at, like they don't have gutters, they don't have proper drainage. And we get a lot of people from out of state and they're like, well, what's going on? Like, this is Florida. It rains a lot here. Not really that much this year, but, in general, so I'm like, listen, I'm like, I don't know why, but this is just how it is. This is something that, you'll have to invest in after purchasing your home. Are you okay with that? And so that way, I don't know how much all of that costs. Because that's not my field. And I'm sure, as every house is going to be different with the type of drainage system that they're going to need, and their gutter system, and whatever. So that's just something that they have to budget for in the future. And I try to be as upfront and transparent with people as I can, because I can't tell anybody how much anything is going to cost.
I'll help you. I'll talk about prices right now. Some people are scared to talk about price. I like to put my pricing out there, Yeah. Just as far as sales too, it's a good practice, I guess. But you're right. Okay. So average lot, we're looking at homes in, let me think. Okay. Like Starkey Ranch, they're underwater. If I ever get slow for work, I could take a sign that says drainage issues ? And stand out of Starkey and hand out my card. I don't want to talk bad about Starkey, but it's just a really wet area.
So we definitely should be sharing this in Starkey.
Yeah. Water Chase, East Lake Woodlands, Boot Ranch area to Starkey, that whole circle is a swamp, and it's just how it is. Key indicator, look for cypress trees surrounding the properties. If there's cypress trees all the way around, cypress love swampland. But typically a lot in Starkey, the average home, not the big ones in the back. If you're having to run water from both sides of the home, their deck drains and stuff like that, away from the property, you're looking at I'd say $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, somewhere in that range. And you can do overkill or you can do underkill. Bigger homes, you're looking at I just did one in Avila the other day. It was $10,000. But I got tired from walking on one side of the house to the back of the house because it was such a long walk. So it's a little bit different. So that's basically what we're looking at for stuff like that. $4,000, $5,000, I'd say it was the sweet spot. And we do have financing too, because I understand that's tough. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I could buy a lot of things with $5,000. New golf clubs, new fishing pole. So
that's true. That is true. I know how much those. I know how much all that fishing stuff costs, and it's not cheap.
I'm a bird hunter, a fisherman, and a golfer, and that I can't afford no more hobbies. I can't even really afford to do all three of those. It's expensive, is all I said. Yeah. But no, it's protecting your home is very important. We've gotten really good at it, and again, just if anybody's getting prices, just make sure you're protected. Like, make sure that that warranty's on there, because if you set the pitch up wrong, like I said, you could send the water back towards the home and flood people out. And and people have paid twice. Poor lady in Landsbrook had to pay. She paid $7,000. It did not solve the problem. They put grade change. Everybody's like, can I get a grade change? Well, you can only change the grade so much before you start sending the water over to your neighbor's home. We will not do that. I will not. Yeah, I won't stop my system short, because if I do that, it's going to, I take it to the exact location I think it needs to be. I don't take it there for an extra sale or extra money.
Right.
I had one guy say, well, if we can stop this short, I said, I can't do that to your neighbors. I couldn't help him. I could not help him. You know, it's sometimes the budget doesn't, bad practices, flooding out your neighbor. I will not do it. So.
No. Yeah. Because that's just, it's not right. You know, a thing that I always, and I know that you do too, you have to always do the right thing, even if it means not taking on a client, you know, or firing them, you know, because that's you just have to do the right thing. You just have to.
Yeah, it's hard. Firing clients is hard. Like, that's the scariest thing, because I want to help everybody, but I can't help everybody, you know?
Yep.
It's tough.
Especially when it means making your name, you know, tarnishing your name or your integrity, you know, or your faith, really, you know.
Yep. Sacrificing one job for what, 10, 20, 30, you know? And so, and let me touch on this too. I started a landscaping group.
Oh yeah.
Because I was failing so much. And I said, wow, what if we didn't fail together? You know, what if we failed together and we saved ourselves a lot of money? Is she doing that on purpose?
No, she's frozen.
She's committed to that. I've seen people fake the freeze, you know, and they're like,
she'll pop back in a few minutes.
I know. Okay. Well, that's so funny.
She fell asleep. She's done.
I mean, not so I can speak and think clearly. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. What are we talking about? Oh, the professional landscaping. So that's a group of landscapers, and
I'm going to come visit you one day.
I would love for you to come. I'd love for you to come, because it's like church for landscapers. And I can't explain the feeling you get from it. We all cried last week. We're helping right now. So let me explain it. Let me get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
It's a group of landscapers that help each other. And I bring in some of my mentors that got us to where we were, to a 7-figure company. I bring in my mentors to go over things in business, you know, because it's not all about just landscaping. Professionals Landscaping is a group. You have to apply to get in. We have a board that approves the members that come in. And it's made up of the most wonderful people in our industry. They're family. I love those people. You know, we get the support of, like, I'm going to plug Canterbury Farms. They support us. We like to do projects and help those that are serving in the community. So Pasco Kids First, you know, who's going to help our children, and we're helping them by landscaping. And so we're doing a project, and we're donating the whole entire thing, labor, materials, everything. And Canterbury Farms is like, you know, they jump on it. They're like, oh, we'll donate the plants. So if you hadn't been to Canterbury Farms, I encourage you to go check them out. But just wonderful people like that. You got Southern Outdoors with Steve Hoskins. You got Missy Hoskins. I saw her come on here.
She actually is our guest next week. And Steve, he's coming on as well, but he needed some time because it's his busy time of year, especially coming up with all the lights and.
Get him before Christmas lighting.
Yeah.
He does wonderful Christmas lights. He's donating Christmas lighting to the Pasco Kids First. So, awesome. And those two individuals right there, like, what? Like, it's been a blessing to meet them. I look up to them so much. I love being around them. And they're just, I don't know, they're just willing to help. And they also offer a great service on top of that. Like, people first, I love them. Yeah. But we're creating this outdoor space where kids are going to be able to talk about the physical and sexual abuse that they went through. And dang, I'm gonna start crying now, because like, I got kids, and like, if you got time to go see Pasco Kids First and take a tour over there, I encourage you to do it, because it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like,
they were the beneficiary for the last Jeep event.
Yeah. And it's Maria over there. She goes to battle, and like, she's in my inbox all the time. And now I understand after going through the walkthrough why, because she's looking out for these little babies who can't look out for themselves. And we need to get their names out there because, again, it's the kids. It's our kids. It's our future. But we're creating outdoor space on the side, and it's going to be a place where maybe they can talk about it. I got the design on Professionals in Landscaping Facebook page, and if you want to contribute, anybody wants to contribute, let us know. But we're creating outdoor space for them to be able to maybe talk through some things in a different setting that they couldn't talk about because they felt locked up. One kid, they said, was locked up and chained, and he didn't want to be in a room to talk about things. He wanted to be outside in the outside to express himself. So it's a big thing. We saw you're frozen, and we didn't know if you were joking or playing or.
My phone got too hot and it shut off, and I found a shady spot, and I've been listening for like a couple minutes. I was backstage, so I didn't miss.
No worries. Yeah, so Professionals in Landscaping is like out to help the community. It's out to help the businesses that come to it. I'm still learning every day from these professionals. It's like landscaper church or landscaper union. Last Thursday of every month. I haven't decided the location yet. That's a big thing. It's hard. We might go back to the stadium. We might find a new one, but we started it to help other businesses and then help COVID restaurants. We wanted to take care of the waitresses who weren't being taken care of. And it's turned into a beautiful thing. One meeting we had 90 people at.
Wow.
And that's when I had to tighten the reins of who could come and who couldn't, because it started getting a little loosey-goosey. So I'd never say loosey-goosey on a podcast again. I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay.
My son calls me a silly goose, and he's 3, and it's the cutest little thing I ever said. So now I'm calling him a silly goose, but I will refrain from my dad lingo.
Please don't.
I bet you have really good dad jokes.
They're terrible. They are terrible. Is Monica on here? They are so stupid. And I don't know. They're dumb. They're probably, I guess they're good. They're great.
They're fantastic. So you have 2 now, right? 3, and then a new baby, or you have more?
We have 3.
You have 3.
We have a newborn 4-month-old Jagger. Love. He's a happy baby.
Adorable.
Yeah, if you could. Let me see right quick.
Oh,
I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but.
I saw
you
that.
have to put it maybe in front of your face.
Oh, there you go. Yep, there you go. It was such a cute picture.
He's always smiling. So you just look at him, the kid smiles.
He's so cute.
And then I have Nash, who's just turned 3. He's me. That little dude is me. And we've really developed a great relationship. As each baby comes, we develop different relationships in our seasons. Jagger's breastfeeding, so I get to see him every so often, but majority is with mom. And so me and Nash have kind of just been sticking it out together, and he'll come sleep on me in the middle of the night. But then I have my strong one. She's so independent, and that's Georgia May, my oldest. She's 4. So 4, 3, and a newborn. Whew.
Hang on.
What an ass whooping. Sorry, a butt whooping. Sorry. They're giving me a butt whooping at home, but it's a beautiful thing to see. And I try to really enjoy their time. That's something I need to work on and be better at, is less work, more kid time.
Yeah.
Goes by fast. Don't blink.
Yeah, they are. They're walking and talking. They're telling me off and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. My girl's tough. She's so smart.
She was the first. Yep. And she's going to be in charge.
She's fiery. Yeah. I love that little girl though, and you know what? My business never grew until I had kids, and I didn't want kids because I was scared it was going to get in the way of my business. That's talking about being lost in the sauce kind of stuff. That's one of those things. I thought kids were going to slow down the business. I had to be more efficient, and the business catapulted when I had them, which is crazy.
Gave you the drive. That was your why.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just, and also to my parents, I want a lifestyle for my parents that they deserve. I have steered them in directions, and sometimes me and my dad are partners, and he's the brake, I'm the gas. And I've steered them in directions and asked them to believe in me. We gave away $80,000 in residual income of lawn maintenance a month. $80,000 a month we gave up of residual income because it was taking away from the landscape installs we could do. It take away resources. We were having to pull guys because we couldn't find enough employees and put them on maintenance. And it was a blessing. You know, we went through a really low point when we made that transition because we didn't understand marketing and sales and how you had to create sales. So that was a huge thing. $80,000 a month. People are like, you're an idiot, you know, like, but it worked out. Everything couldn't have been more. I don't know what the other end result would have been, and my team just trusts me sometimes. So
big risk, big reward.
Yes. Very scary.
Oh, good for you, though.
Definitely scary.
You don't take the risk, you'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always go back. I always say in majority of things, you know, you can always go back if it doesn't work out.
Yep.
I don't
do it better the next time.
Yeah.
Do it better the next time. Mm-hmm.
They say most millionaires fought bankruptcy. As soon as they went bankrupt, it shot them off into a new tax bracket. They got way better, way faster. They knew what they did wrong in the beginning. So if the Lord wants to keep this in business, I don't think we're going out of business anytime soon, unless he has a different plan for me. I'll be okay no matter what. I'm a big faith instead of fear kind of guy. And yeah, like when I started this business, most people don't know this, my brother started with me and he passed away. And that's really tough to say. It's always tough to say in public places. I can handle it alone, but when I start talking about it, but he had a Bible, and Psalms 29:11 was one of the scriptures that were highlighted. And so that lean on faith instead of fear kind of thing is like how we kind of live our lives over here. And we're not afraid to like be out there and be different, because I don't, like you said, I don't want to have it any other way. The normal is weird to me, and I just want to be different.
I got goosebumps everywhere, all over my body.
I can't talk. He's got my eyes filled with tears.
No, it's okay. Don't do that. I'll start crying too. No, I cried.
I'll be crying. Did you see the podcast today? We were all crying.
It lets me know how I know I'm on my plan. And, you know, we've had a lot of people over the years kind of knock us of how we do. Landscaping industry is just like any other industry. I'm sure real estate agents that see y'all doing and what y'all are doing, you know, say you shouldn't be doing it like this. But I'm just hard-headed. I'm going to fight through the woods and do it. And he's a big why of why I do what I do. And yeah, we've been blessed. It's again, a miracle we're here. And I get to meet wonderful people like such as yourself, you know, along the way.
Oh, right back at you. For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree 100%.
So what do y'all got going on? I know y'all try to make it about us, like, but what's going on with y'all?
We're surviving.
Yeah. Basically,
It's rough out here. I'm not gonna lie, but keep your head high. It'll make the turn when it's ready, and we're still selling houses and still giving them loans for it. And you know, you find what you're looking for now, and then refinance it later. Rates are higher than it's such a weird thing right now. Yes, they're higher than they have been.
But is this the new norm?
No, I don't think so. It goes like this. I've been doing this for over 25 years, and it goes like this consistently. So you're going to have highs and lows. And I mean, when I first started in this business, we were refinancing people out of 12, 13% rates to the rates that they are now. And it was like the greatest thing ever. Now, what, a year or two, almost two now. I mean, we were given rates in the 2s and 3s. Is it going to be that? No. But it'll find that happy medium. But you know, it's rough, but keep on trucking.
I had the mindset of like, okay, just as far as like my budget at home and stuff is like, you know, you can count, like, you know, just talking about, you can count the stuff like here, you can nickel and dime your budget and for like groceries and whatnot. But I feel like if like you really want to change your life and change what and go buy whatever you want to buy. You just gotta hustle, and you got to create this wealth within your, like, Southern's my hustle. Professional landscaping is one of my hustles. I want to be a motivational speaker. I haven't had a lot of time to give to that because Southern and professional landscaping get me so busy, but just creating multiple streams of income to be successful and make your daily life at home easier, so it's not renting space. Money makes the world go round. Sales makes the world go round. I can help whoever I want to. And that's what, like, I want to just be able to buy people whatever they want, So like, okay, so like one instance, I used to like shoes. I used to like buying shoes. I want a Lamborghini and stuff, but a pastor of mine I realized I know he likes shoes and he hadn't bought himself shoes in a really long time. Instead of filling that hole in my heart, which I really wanted to go buy these same pair of shoes for myself, I went and bought him the shoes because, like, we constantly chase this thing of wealth for the wrong reasons of filling holes in our heart. And that's not what it's about. Money is a tool. It's not everything. It's just like having a tractor on a job site. It's just like having a mortgage specialist when you're a real estate agent. It's a tool. It's somebody to help you get to the end goal. And that's how money should be. If I could buy Pasco Kids First a thing, that's what I do, because I feel like God has given me a little bit of money and it's put a big responsibility on my shoulders to do the right thing with that money. I haven't bought shoes for myself in a really long. I bought some new boots, but in the past couple of years, I haven't. I really want some Yeezys. I really like tennis shoes, but I don't know. Like, is that going to make me happy? Probably not. Make me feel good for a day.
Cool for a minute.
Yeah, but like, that's not what it's about. So when
I'm sure they can't landscape in some Yeezys.
No, I can't. I can't even walk some of my drainage shops.
Walk across the yard.
Yeah,
you can wear them in the house and then take them off before you leave the house.
On the way.
Here's a dad joke I always make. Now you're talking about it. We're out there sitting in somebody's side yard that's flooded. You can walk your pet catfish out here. That's a stupid one. And then when people call, and I used to answer the phones, I used to say, "Hey, how's it going?" "Good. How are you doing?" "Well, I'm alive." And they just always laugh at that for some stupid reason. So I just keep telling it. But yeah, when I love sales, I love to close deals, I love to collect money, and it's not to buy me my next vacation home. It's to help whoever I can help that needs the money more. Yes, I will take care of my family. Yes, I do like nice things, but the money is to support the community and support people in need, because that's the only way I feel that we can fill the holes in our hearts. And security at home. Security is a big thing. Right. Health insurance is expensive.
For sure.
Yep.
And you keep having those kiddos. You got 3 of them.
We're done. I ain't even looking at Monica. I don't know if you're supposed to say that on here. Forgive me, y'all.
Not even looking at her.
No. I walk in the house like this.
Funny.
So we're definitely having her on next week then.
For sure.
Yeah,
her and Missy.
Yeah, they get along so well too. I'm telling you, and you know what? Like, touching on Missy Hoskins, like they had like an emergency, something happened like at a networking meeting, and like she had to leap into action. She used to be a police officer. And they said how quickly she moved in an emergency response was unbelievable. And also, she was taking care of Steve last month, sending people on vacations. Like, that's a well-rounded, strong woman, like Missy Hoskins. And like, she'll tell you how it is. And I respect that about her, So y'all got a great one coming.
Well, we're excited to have her.
Yeah. Have y'all met with her?
I'm always excited to talk to people because, like, I like people and I like to talk and don't know when to shut up sometimes, and something that I'm always working on, and I could really get better at it, because I think I interrupt Lindsay like every single show, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like immediately.
She said she can join me. Monica, let me tell you this. Monica's an introvert. I don't know how she would, she's great with speaking with people, but I'll be in a networking event and I'll look over across the room and see her like trapped. and I know she's trapped. And I'm like, oh Lord, I'm gonna have to hear about this later. He left me.
Well, I did have a question.
Yes.
What areas do you service? Do you
Okay.
go to what counties do you go to? Is there a certain place?
Currently, we have a $7,000 minimum.
Okay.
So $7,000 minimum. That's not drainage. Like, we understand drainage is like $4,000, but landscape design drainage is $7,000. So we'll go all over the U.S. We'll go all over the U.S. Like, I would love to be flown out to design somebody's landscaping.
Oh.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I get stuck reading too. That's awesome. No, but like, ideal areas for just a $7,000 minimum to, like, we'll go out to Wesley Chapel for 20,000, but her Pasco, like Newport Richie down to St. Pete, and then over to like 275 Tampa area. That's the areas we like to stay in. That's really like the hot spot. We'll go all over the state of Florida, just depending. I got a call from Cape Coral, and I didn't even know where it is. I had to look it up. But we got a call from Cape Coral, and like, I'll go do landscape design for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 job. We do the biggest job we've done so far would be 100, and I'd say like 60,000. But I'm looking to take on bigger things. I'm looking to take on 200, 300,000, and that's a big goal of mine. Bigger projects.
Well, awesome. You're definitely the man for the job.
Thank you so much.
I'll touch a little bit about what Missy posted. Thank you for that. I am far from a hero, but it was an incident that I was helping a young girl that had a baby in the car, had a car accident. I had no idea. I'd never met Missy day in my life. Chris and I were at the soccer fields, go figure. And she made a post recently, like, her and I had met over time, but we didn't know each other at that time. So she made a post about her daughter, and I started to recognize faces and her grandchild, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Because when you see something that brings a memory up like that, then you start to remember. So I went to her and told her, I said, I was there when your daughter had a car accident and got your grandchild out of the car accident. And we had already met, but like, it was just interesting that we didn't know each other before. So that's
what a scary moment. I was in a car accident last month, and I had just dropped my kids off. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine getting a wreck with them in the car. I can handle it with me. But and you know what? Cesar Rodriguez, I think that's his last name, but I know his first name. Cesar with now I forgot.
Suncoast Roofing.
Yeah, Suncoast Roofing, the Roof King. He said, I said something the other day of what he said, something he thought of me, and I said something I thought of myself, and he said, well, that's your perspective. So you're not a hero from your perspective, but maybe from other people, you're a hero. So
very much appreciated. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, everybody be safe. There's been lots of car accidents out there.
Mm-hmm.
You were in a car accident, and Jorge, he was in a car accident. My accident. So slow down, take it easy. And
stay off our phone.
It's crazy out here in the streets.
The streets, it's gangsta.
Wild West.
Streets of Trinity. It's scary. Watch yourself. Okay, what's more dangerous? A shootout in a dangerous area, or a snowbird on 54 and 19?
Well,
I would argue.
That's a tough one to answer. I don't know.
It's almost snowbird season.
It's coming. We'll be here before we know it. So.
Is there any room for them?
I don't know. Not on 54. There's not.
Maybe on Little Road, they're knocking the trees down. It's happening. So
yeah, it is happening.
It is.
Yeah.
Drake, if they want to reach out to you, how do we reach you?
Okay, if you reach me, you will call a wonderful, wonderful sales support, Lindsay. She will figure out your favorite type of cereal on the phone with you. She might stay on there too long, but she just has that down home Southern feel. I love Lindsay to death. She supports me so much. But if you want to call us, you can call her at 727-543-3995. We're looking to be about 2 weeks out. We're about 2 weeks out right now at looking at work, maybe 3. I haven't looked at the schedule. I just show up. I go where they tell me to go. But yeah, if you want to call us, go there. I'd love for you to visit our Facebook page, our website. Facebook page has a ton of content on what we do, how we are, and kind of how we're different. Really creates a culture. But yeah, get with us. If you have any questions with drainage and landscaping, just give us a call.
All right. We'll make sure that your info is in the comments. It's already scrolling around the bottom here. And we'll also post your landscaping group that you had mentioned. Yeah.
Professionals in landscaping. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm trying to grow that. The more members we bring in, the more referrals that are passed around, the more we learn more. And yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, ladies, for having me on. Also, Jesse, thank you so much for the wonderful job you do behind the scenes. I don't know if he gets
without him.
Yeah, he's a killer. He's a killer. I want to do a podcast with him. When I get time to dedicate to that, we'll work on that. But I do need a video, Jesse, an intro video. That is so professional looking. Yeah, y'all's look so good.
He'll be in touch. All right. Well, thank you very much, Drake. Thanks for coming. And
appreciate you.
Yeah. Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Bye,
Tuesday.
everybody.
Thank you. Peace out. All right, cut this thing down for this dad life.
Jesse, where are you?
Jesse, get us out of here, Jesse. Help. How's this thing going, Lynn? Do I just?
We're still on. We're still on.
We're gonna ride it on out.
That's pretty funny.
If you wanted to, I guess we could all just exit out and just end it.
We could. All right.
Is that what you do? See y'all.
Oh, he just came on. Oh, I'll end it, he said.